What is going on, Blasianaires and Blasianettes, and thank you for joining me as I begin my countdown to Kong Skull Island. And I'm going to start off with the very first movie, obviously. And with that all being said, there's going to be spoilers in this review. So if you have not seen the movie, and I assume you did, but in case you didn't, that's your warning. So there you go. Now, so basically the premise is there is a filmmaker, Carl Denham, and he gets a crew together to go on this island, and then he comes across this girl, and he says, oh, like he wants her to be in his movie, and then they're on their way to this island, and basically we get there, and then there's natives there, and they get a hold of the girl, and then they take them to a giant gorilla that they worship, Kong, and then he grabs a hold of her, and then he just carries her around, around his throne, around the island, pretty much, and protecting her from, basically, like dinosaurs. They have dinosaurs on the island, and they try to, basically, they attack Kong. They try to kill, Anne, and that's pretty much it. And then, Denham and the rest of the crew, and then the leading man, the love interest, they're all trying to work together to get Anne back and get her away from Kong. And as that's happening, when they finally get her, Denham has this plan to, capture Kong, knock him out, and then bring him to New York. And then he gets to New York, and then, that doesn't go well. Kong escapes, gets a hold of Anne again, and then he climbs on the Empire State Building, and then that's where he basically meets his demise by 3 airplanes. And I gotta say, by the time when I watched this, I was about like maybe 7 or 8 years old, and I was too young to appreciate, the movie for what it is. And when I watched it again, when I watched it first time, it was like right at the end when he was already on top of the Empire State Building. And when he got shot down, I didn't really pay too much attention to it. I didn't really buy into that. I was just like, oh, this is interesting. There's a big gorilla on top of a building, and then he gets shot and he falls down. Oh, okay. So this was like around the time when monster movies were becoming a new fresh thing, and that's when this was basically the beginning, of an era, because this was like 2 decades before we got Godzilla. And so it's this is basically the beginning of that. At least for us, it is. I mean, I don't know over in Japan. I don't know if they done monster movies that came before Kong or whatever or whatnot. But for us, at least, this was the beginning. And around the time that when Dracula and Frankenstein and many other monsters were becoming a thing, and I think this is like, I mean, I don't think it's really fair to really call this a Beauty and the Beast kind of movie, because this movie came before Beauty and the Beast. And so basically I would say that in some ways, like, this movie inspired Beauty and the Beast in some ways. And but basically it's what you would expect from a typical monster movie, like where everyone's afraid of them and they're trying to fight them and they're trying to like get basically either get away from him or or take him down. And the thing is, like, I don't know, I mean, even though this movie, it felt like we were supposed to root for the people to really I guess kill Kong in a way. But even though there were moments where it's just him and Anne, and we see a different side of him, like where he's basically being gentle with her and he is intrigued with her. And then when we really feel sorry for him is like during his last, during the last his final moments where he's fighting airplanes and he's being shot at, and I guess at that moment, me, us, or like us, the audience, we're supposed to feel. I guess we would feel sorry for him, even though we're basically. It feels like we're supposed to root for those guys to shoot him off the building, but like the more I watched it, the more I'm like, I feel really bad for him. Like he's basically on this island. He didn't ask to be taken over to New York and whatnot. The natives brought the girl to him, and he went around the island, and then they could have just taken her and left him there. But this movie basically explains that money is the root of all evil, and that's where Denham, like what is. He's thinking, "Ooh, I can bring him back, and and then it'll be fantastic, and then I'll be rich, woohoo!" But and then he has the nerve to really say that it was Beauty that killed the Beast. I get what he means by that because he grabs the girl and and he climbs on the Empire State Building or whatever, but when you really think about it, it's really it was him that killed the Beast. He took him off Skull Island and brought him to New York. So he basically signed his death warrant just by doing that. But I mean, and with the stop animation, like that they've had, like that was like state of the art at that time, and it's definitely like I definitely have more respect for it now than I did as a kid. And like as a kid, I was like, "Oh, this is silly. Like, what are they doing?" But there was a lot of hard work put into that, and it was really, really impressive. And you see up close shots of Kong, like where when he holds Anne in her hand, and and then you see up close shots of his face, and he has someone in his mouth. It's hilarious, but still, it's like I have a lot of respect for this movie, so I gotta give it 4 chair spins out of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 solid chair spins. So, okay, so yeah, I'm about to jump over to like a few other movies. Like there's like plenty of Kong movies that they made from in the U.S. and over to Japan, but I'm only gonna go with ones that stood out to me. So this definitely had to be on that list. So if you guys enjoyed my review on this very first movie, make sure you thumb up the video and then you click subscribe if you're a newbie to the channel. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.